Today we're traveling back to 1973, a year that blessed us with some of the greatest rock singles ever. Whether these songs topped the charts or became cult classics, they're tracks we could listen to on repeat. So, let's count down the top 10 songs from 1973. Before Paul McCartney and Wings released their iconic Band on the Run album, they were asked to create the theme for the 8th James Bond movie. Live and Let Die hit the airwaves in June 1973 and became the biggest Bond theme at the time, reaching number 2 on the charts. Fun fact, this was the first time Paul worked with Beatles producer George Martin in years, who produced and scored the song's orchestral midsection. At number 9, we have Grand Funk Railroad with We're an American Band, released in July 1973. After years of not quite hitting the top 40, this cowbell classic gave them their first number 1 hit. Produced by Todd Rundgren, it's a no-nonsense rock anthem about life on the road and after-show escapades. Definitely a song that gets you hyped up. Next up, Alice Cooper's No More Mr. Nice Guy from his Billion Dollar Babies album, released in April 1973. This catchy, guitar-driven single reached number 25 and plays with Cooper's on-stage bad boy image. It's inspired by real-life experiences and was part of his only number 1 album. Talk about making a statement. At number 7, we've got Ramblin' Man by the Allman Brothers Band. Released in August 1973, after the tragic loss of Duane Allman, the band regrouped and recorded their first album without him. Brothers and Sisters became their only number 1 album, and Ramblin' Man, their only top 10 hit, peaking at number 2. It's a testament to their resilience and talent. Before we move on to the number 6 spot on our list, let me know in the comments what songs you think are the best from 1973. And if you're enjoying this trip down memory lane, hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome content like this. And don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss any updates. Let's get back to it. At number 6, we have Stealers Wheel with Stuck in the Middle with You, released in April 1973. Initially mistaken for a Bob Dylan track, this song is actually a playful mockery of Dylan's style. Though Stealers Wheel was a one-hit wonder, this track gained iconic status thanks to Quentin Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs. Halfway through the list, at number 5, is Billy Joel's Piano Man, released in November 1973. Inspired by Joel's real-life gig as a lounge singer in Los Angeles, this autobiographical song introduced us to a series of memorable characters. It didn't hit big until later, but it remains one of his most beloved tracks. At number 4, we have Lou Reed's Walk on the Wild Side. You may have remembered this from our band songs list. It was released in November 1972, but made waves throughout 1973. This song is one of the most unique to ever hit the top 20. With its tales of eccentric New York characters, produced by David Bowie, it helped make Reed's Transformer album a hit. At number 3 is Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, released in September 1973. This title track from his double album epic features some of his best vocals and melodies. It's a beautifully crafted song that touches on Elton's rise to fame in the 70s, serving as the album's anchor.
What do you think you do then?
At number 2, we have Bob Dylan's Knockin' on Heaven's Door, released in June 1973. This song was part of the soundtrack for Sam Peckinpah's film Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, in which Dylan also had a role. The song's haunting melody and powerful lyrics have made it a timeless classic. Before we reveal our number 1 song, I must mention one of my all-time favorites, that deserves a special spot on this list. Though it landed at number 15 on the Billboard Top 100, Me and Mrs. Jones by Billy Paul is a timeless classic.
Me and Mrs. Jones.
Released in October 1972, Me and Mrs. Jones quickly climbed the charts and became a huge hit in early 1973. The song tells the story of a clandestine affair between a man and a woman, meeting in secret every day at the same cafe. Billy Paul's soulful and emotional delivery, combined with the lush arrangement, makes this song unforgettable. It's one of those tracks that resonates with listeners, capturing the complexities of love and longing. No wonder it's one of my favorites.
At the same place, the same cafe, the same time.
And finally, the number one song of 1973 is Lynyrd Skynyrd's Free Bird, released in November 1973. At 9 minutes long, this epic track capped their debut album and became their signature tune in concerts, often extending to 15 minutes or more. Even after 40 years, it's a staple of classic rock and remains wildly popular. Thanks for watching the top 10 songs from 1973, and if you enjoyed this list, you might want to check out our video on the top 10 songs from 1972. See you on the next one.